Okay, nobody. Hopefully this helps to clear up your confusion. You were getting confused about this feature right here, where I could go ahead and give this a new name, whatever I want to call it, and I can go ahead and just quickly move it. Maybe I want to move it to my desktop, and I can even add a tag to it. You were getting that confused. You kept saying the file open dialog. Well, that's not really like it at all, because I'm not opening up a new file at all. So I'm going to hit done here. Maybe you meant the file save or save as dialog. That's at least closer to it. I can on a Mac set the tag right there, and I could save it with a name, but this is going to make a copy of it. So if I give this a new name 2, and I save it, that will make a new copy of the file. They don't work the same way. This is just renaming it right here, right within the file, and moving the same file. Now there is on a Mac, you can say move to, and you'll get something right here, and I could go ahead and move that file in much the same way that I could here. So there's overlap, but they're not the same thing. And this is fairly common on Mac programs. If I go ahead here, there's another program, QuickTime. It's in Downloads. If I click off of there, easy enough to get to. I could again rename it. I'm not saving it again. I've just renamed the file. And instead of being in the Downloads again, I could go ahead and put that on my desktop. I can give it multiple tags if I want to. I could give it other names if I wanted to instead of just those right there. I just use the default names mostly. I'll use the red to say I'm done with something. So that's different than the file open file dialog, which is what you were saying. And it's different than the save dialog, which would allow me to save a different copy. It's even somewhat different than the duplicate, where that's again something that you don't have on Windows or Linux, the duplicate feature. I'm going to delete this since I don't want it. So these are a little bit different. Now you are absolutely right that this is not 100% consistent on a Mac. The proxy icon is very, very consistent. There's a few programs that don't have it. LibreOffice used to not have it. Now they do. They finally fixed that. But that's where I can go ahead and click on it and drag it out to my desktop to make an alias, which you might know as a shortcut or a link to it. And I could also, if I hold down the Option key, make a duplicate. Most programs, almost all, including LibreOffice, I mean, even these kind of ones that aren't done as well, will have the path showing right there if I right-click on it, but not all will have this right here. That's only for newer programs or programs that have been updated to use the newer features of OS X. And so, as Apple has gone through this transition. Not all programs have gone through this. Adobe programs haven't. Bare bones software hasn't. So there are some that have not done this. And you're right, that's an inconsistency and it's a weakness. And as time goes on, more and more are doing this. And transitions lead to inconsistencies and things are not perfect. No argument here. So absolutely it's not perfect, but this is the feature that's being discussed, very different than the file open or file save dialogs that you were confusing it with.